Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are going into the Miami Grand Prix today. So after last race, we ended up in third with the fastest lap at the Shanghai circuit. We will look to do another bit of research here potentially, depending on the price, which they all seem a bit too hefty. So we are just going to see if we can get these upgrades on now. We do have about a week and a half between races, so the rear floor under tray and the tyre analytics
Okay,
data
mate, I'm pleased to
both
say that our
working,
new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
and we will not be able. So we are setting the harder compound tyres, as we always tend to do, lads. We have also upped the difficulty to 74 now, so hopefully it does get a bit harder for us to win races. We are going to jump into a quick practice, and I think we only have the one quick practice to do this weekend, so we are going to just try and do the shortest possible ones to try and get as many points as possible. So far so good, 3 of 3. We should aim for about 6, but there's some good 7-minute 40 ones at 70%, so we will take as much as we can get here. I mean, we could very well get 8 if we keep completing them like this. This is phenomenal so far. And we have completed 7 so far, and we have 7 minutes to go. So we will have to go and risk it on a 50% one potentially, and just hope for the best, which we do get 8, sorry, so 8 out of the 15. I don't think it's possible to get any more than that, really. So we will take that and run to the bank. So 200 more resource points for the car. Driver rating still a 69, but not a bad start to the weekend. So we are back in Sprint Quali 1. We are going to be running the intermediate tyres, which is probably a good thing for us because we do tend to catch the computers quite rapidly. They're like, what is it, ducks to water, they say. So we are off on our first hot lap of Sprint Quali 1. It is quite drizzly here, so we are looking at the goods, I'd imagine, to get an easy top 15 here, just purely based on how the computers drive in the wet conditions. So we aren't having the quickest of laps, but it is a decent little banker at this point. I am intrigued to see how we go with the higher difficulty as well. So we are struggling to see out the corners here, so it may be 2 laps we go out on here, but it depends on our fuel load as well. But so far so good. A 140.2 is the time to beat, and I'd imagine if we can beat that, we should get through to the next session. So I am very intrigued. This is one of the corners I struggle most with, and I have hit that cone many times as I hit it again there. So we are going to deploy our ERS on the back straight. A 139.8. I think that was a Lando, but we will have to wait and see. So we're not too far off the pace, I am guessing right now. Now, one track I am concerned about is when we do Monaco, because I will struggle to stay on that track, and we do set the second fastest lap of the session. Back to what I was saying with Monaco, we do struggle to stay on the track, so it could be quite a tough race, and we could just have a short video there when we crash out like the 5th turn. So, but we will have to wait and see. I have just advanced to the end of the session because of how well our time was compared to the rest. 2 Aussies in the top 10 of the Sprint Q1. So definitely good signs for the Kick Sauber team and Australia as a nation. So it does look sunny now. I don't like the look of that, if I'm being quite honest with you. But we will underfuel the car a touch, and then we will head out to the track. So I'll see you on the track. So we head out on our second lap in the qualifying session. We had a poor start to the first lap and a poor second sector, but apart from that, we really should be pushing the top 5, I'd imagine. We are already 2 tenths up, going on 3 tenths. But we will have to wait and see how we continue on. But we have had some real good exits here. And we are a bit slow out there, but we are still gaining on our old time. Well, we were. So we will get DRS and a big DRS portion here. I mean, if we don't lock up, we aren't even near the racing line. This is pathetic driving. But anyway, if we don't lock up here, I think we're actually a sniff at improvement. So we are still up. We do have a poor exit there as well. So there is a lot of time we are missing here. The cone is gone from the last lap we did there as well. But overall, not the worst of times to begin. We will need to get a good sector
and we've
here.
dropped to P12.
Definitely the choice to go back out, considering we wouldn't have made it through otherwise. We are locking up though, and that could be potentially, don't write us off yet, but it is looking like the end of our session there. So not the greatest of finishes. We locked up at a really unfortunate time, and we are looking to sit outside of Q3. So overall, we might miss a few points in the next stint, but we should have definitely gotten into the last quali session. So P12 it is, going into the sprint race. I will see you back when we are there. So guys, we are back with the sprint race at Miami. We are going with the medium tyres and have 11.5 laps of fuel in the tyres. Well, in the tank, not the tyres. But without further ado, let's get stuck in and have a crack at Rich Boy in front of us here. So not the longest of sequences there, which is always good because I do lack the concentration. We are going to go up the inside of Rich Boy, and we may make it stick. So we have gone quite wide and nearly off the track, but I just did not want to cause any carnage to the cars around me. How selfless am I? But we are in P9 from 12, so it is a very tidy start. And up the arse of Carlos Sainz and Georgie Boy Russell we go. So we are making a good progress here, and if we can just keep up with them, we are a good old chance at getting into the points.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
So we are coming up to the Nemesis cone, which we will avoid, which we don't tend to do very often. I don't think that cone will be there on the last lap of this race, so we will have to wait and see though. So we are going to set our ERS here to none, because I feel like it's the best case scenario for us. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that is pathetic by me, and the entry back onto the track was very dicey.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So we do nudge Georgie Boy there, and we don't have too much wing damage by the look of it. So it definitely could be much worse. We have had some questionable manoeuvres, to say the very least, but let's try and make some inroads on the McLaren in front.
Yellow flag.
So Max Verstappen is out of the session. I'm assuming it is an engine failure as he is parked against that wall there.
Okay, clear.
So overall, just been holding up the position. So as I then go off the track.
Okay, this is Mark. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards are going to give you a penalty.
We are going to go back up the inside of Carlos Sainz and get that position back. So we are back at 6th out of the 19 cars, and we have forgotten to put ERS on. So we are going to hope to surge back in front of the Ferrari, stick that Smythe. And yeah, into this corner we go. So we are holding them at bay. We are losing a lot of time to the cars in front just due to the cars behind having ERS. We did end up taking that cone out on lap 2. But yeah, so overall we just need to continue sticking fat, and hopefully we can hold on to a top 6 finish here from 12th. So we are going into the last lap now. We have been holding the others at bay. Our tyres only 27%, so let's just see if we can hold on. I know there's been a bit of toing and froing from Hamilton and Carlos, so let's just see what happens. I am pretty comfortable that we should be able to hold on. It's just this straight and the back straight that we're coming into that are the two that will be the ones that are hardest to maintain.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 15.2 seconds.
So using all of that ERS on this straight, and we will bank it up again for the next one. So hopefully we can charge up as we lock up into that turn. As we do see the Aussie flag as well. How beautiful is that flag to see? Again, would have knocked the cone out there, but it was already gone. So we did God's work on lap 2. We have 30% ARS that we will deploy here, and just hope to hang on. We should do, so we will hold it for the final little stretch, just to keep Hamilton at bay. So it is going to be a dicey little race. Maybe we could have gotten a penalty at the start, but it is what it is, and we will fly into P6 from 12.
And that's the end.
So we do end up with the driver of the day. Bit stiff considering how reckless we may have came across. So we do end up taking 3 sprint race points. Valtteri Bottas in P11 is fantastic to see. But yeah, phenomenal for Kick Sauber getting those 3 handy points at this stage of the season. So we did get pushed out of the points, or out of Q2, with that poor lap we set last time. So we are looking to make amends here, and we have started off in the green. Okay, maybe, I don't know. It is very volatile, that meter in the top right corner. We do make contact with the wall there, but not too much.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
So we are 4/10 up already. We have a lot of ERS going up into the back straight. Let's see how effective that is for us. So we're 3/10 up still. And if we don't lock up here, I'm sensing we're going to have gained a lot of time. Which we gain another 10. We have already taken that cone. I don't know if I'm going to include that in or not, but I think for the culture I might just have to. So
right, that's us pushed down into P15.
We are losing time hand over fist here, but we did deploy the ERS a lot earlier on the first lap. So we should be making most of that back now, and as we are locking up there, but still a better finish than the first lap. So 7/10 up and 6/10 up in the end. So that will be it. We will retire and see how we go. We do end up in P13. I don't think our lap was that great, so I will take it. Valtteri has out-qualified us there also. So we will continue on into Q2 now. Off we go on our first lap of Q2. Not the worst of starts so far. I mean, we have stayed on the track, which is key criteria number one. We will use some ARS early because otherwise we will be wasting some potentially. Again, making contact with that wall. I do wonder if we will take that cone out on the first lap here. I think I almost do it intentionally for the culture, but let's get that 129.5 and set ourselves on the top 10. We are using a lot of ERS here, so just hope we don't lock it up, which we don't, which is very, very unique for us. Yeah, not the worst of laps so far. And we do avoid that cone, so maybe that's a sign we will be making it into Q3 just to hit that cone one last time.
We've been pushed down to P12.
So we do employ our DRS and ARS at the same time. And we hopefully don't lock up here, and we will set a fantastic lap by the look of it. This is looking dangerous for the competition. Okay, maybe not too dangerous, but I don't think we're going to beat that time, so I will retire from this session now. So it seems we did not go back on. So as we didn't go back out there, we did finish in P12, one spot behind our teammate Valtteri, but it is promising signs for kick with both of us, being in the top 12. I know it's a made-up figure of where we should be, but it is promising that Bottas could potentially get some points very, very soon. Anyway, let's get into the race. So we are back with race day. We are starting with 30.5 laps of fuel in the tank for the 29-lap race. It is looking rather wet, and let's get into the action and get fucking grinding, lads. It does appear we are in P11 as well, and I don't know who has gone further back, but we will have to wait and see. Very poor start, but Rich Boy. I need to call him Rich Boy because I don't like him. Mainly in this game because I have had a lot of collisions with him, but we are up into P8 and we are on the arse of Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton and Georgie Boy Russell. So let's see if we can make a move. I think we've got signs here. Just because the computer a bit retarded when on the wets. Let's see what we can produce here, lads. So we are pushing up on George Russell and Lewis Hamilton here. So them fighting each other for P5 is doing us wonders in this race. Let's see how many turns it takes to knock off my favoured cone. But we are going to get George there. Let's see if we can hold him around the outside, which we do, and deploy our ERS to start to catch up to Lewis Hamilton. So we are into P6 very early in the Grand Prix. 74 difficulty is starting to look a breeze, but just wait till we hit Monaco, and that's when you'll see how bad of a driver we are if you haven't already. So the Ferrari is leading. I am going to give Christian Smythe another shout out here. So he would be absolutely frothing the Ferrari being that far up the grid. As we make some inroads on Hamilton here, there are some positive signs for the Kick Sauber team as we do proceed to go into the wall. So Louis is maybe losing a bit of ground to us. I can't even tell anymore. But we have got our ERS mode on manual, so hopefully we can make some inroads here. Tyres on only 2%, so we could get a bit of fucking life out of this. And if it does go dry late and we can undercut or even be the only one that pits onto the dries with a lap or two to go, could lead to a podium or a race win. So Louis getting his tail chomped off by me at the moment. I am going to leave him until the straight, and then we will try and get Piastri. But again, Ferrari struggling on that turn. Not Ferrari, Mercedes struggling on that turn right there. As we said, a purple sector 2 of this Grand Prix. So we are going to make some inroads into the Australian in the McLaren in front. Piastri looking slow up there also. So we are looking the quicker car on this track so far. My English is struggling as I am driving so splendidly. And we have set a purple lap as Louis does go up the inside of us. So we will need to be mindful of that going forward. But if we can stick with Oki, we will see what we can produce. I am expecting to get into this podium in the next few laps, but we will have to wait and see.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
So we will check on the weather.
The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
We have set a sector 1 that is purple as well. So far so good for the Kick Sauber team.
Okay, clear.
So Piastri is rather slow here, so we are sitting up his clacker. Yum, 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 yum. I see a position coming in my tum-tum. That was cringe, but it's staying in the content because you guys will love it.
On Ricardo. Okay,
Danny
it looks
Rick
like the
out.
problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
So it doesn't look like a safety car at this point, but we are into P4 in front of the other Australian racer. And we are on track to another purple time here as we are eating away at Norris's ass here. So Nomi Noms coming up here, P3. But let's make some more inroads here. There is a purple time there, but we have just beaten it.
Safety car, no overtaking, reduce your pace.
So we have popped the safety car.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Okay, one stop to go, just one stop left in this strategy. Valtteri's in the pits. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. Perfect.
So we did go into the pit set, and we are coming out in
pit
first.
Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So we have gone into the pits. We did see the cars in front going in, so we thought we might as well make the move and copy them and just hope we can hold on, I guess, to first. But it is meant to dry out as well, so this will be good for putting the drives on a bit later and potentially building a bit of a banker lead on the other cars. But Hamilton in second, we were very lucky. We are at the end of the pit straight, so it means we are the last cab off the rank, meaning no cars, unless they have a super quick pit stop, would have been in front of us, and a lot of cars potentially getting held up. Anyway, I will stop rambling and I will see you at the end of this safety car. So the safety car is coming in now. We are going to try and get a big lead on our... So the safety car has just gone in and we are back racing. So let's see how we can go and see if we can build this lead. We were setting fastest laps before the safety car, so I don't see why we can't be now. So we already had a 7/10 gap on Lewis Hamilton, but I don't see why that won't get bigger, especially with them all not having DRS. So we have decided to make a stop.
Faster, allowing you to start the push sooner. Okay, forget the targets for now. We've got to focus on the pit stop.
We are going to set the hard tyres. I think the track is
Okay, mate, that's
just
it.
dry
Go,
enough
go,
so we
go.
could gain
Perfect job
a
from you and
decent
the crew
little
there, mate. We're
edge
delighted
on
with
those
that.
that stay out a bit longer. So
Valtteri's in the pits.
another thing, I have changed my clothes. It was too hot in my room and I just couldn't deal with the heat, so I thought, well, and I've got hiccups as well, but I couldn't deal with the heat, so I just decided I'll have a shower and come back to it. Hence the wet hair, hence the new top. It is very hot in Melbourne right now. So after everyone has pitted, we are coming out in first still, and we are going to have a nice healthy lead over Hamilton here. We have gained about 4 to 5 seconds on him, and I will be talking to you guys at the end of the race next because these hiccups are killing me. So there has been a lot of trading fastest laps. We have been getting on the receiving end of a few of those, but it gets taken pretty much straight away just due to the tyre wear being so low and the fuel just getting less and less every lap, so the cars are a bit lighter. The gap between Lewis and I has been sitting at about 2 to 3 seconds. We have had a few surges of time where we have gotten a fair bit more ahead of that, but overall pretty happy with the overall race. Another status update, the hiccups have disappeared, so very good signs for Kick Sauber, knowing their lead driver isn't experiencing the hiccups no more. So, but yeah, overall pretty happy. That cone is well and truly gone, but we are running a pretty good race so far. So just holding the other two at bay, keeping them outside DRS. In saying that, Norris is setting fastest lap after fastest lap, and he is on the hunt of me. So he may end up getting me at the end, but we will have to wait and see. You can see that gap just getting less and less at the end of every single lap. So we will stay on board for this lap, and hopefully we can build a bit more time on Norris. But his car just seems to be a rocket ship at the moment, and whether anyone can prevent him from overtaking him, that will be the question we will see shortly. So let's just ride along here. We are driving pretty effectively. I would have probably liked to have come in for these harder compound tyres maybe a lap earlier, and then we could have had a healthier lead, but all in all pretty impressed so far with the gap. But as you can see, it is just narrowing and narrowing, and I am not a fan. So yeah, we will finish off this lap and just see how much of a buffer we do have on him, but it is sticking around that 2 to 2.5 second window, so just outside DRS by 1.5 seconds, and yeah, we just need to rely on this glorious vehicle to get us home. But it is up at 3 seconds now, so we are slowly building in that second sector. That is our, yeah, that is just where we just take everyone to the curb. We could even set a fastest lap of the race here, but overall we're driving pretty well considering we have upped the difficulty. I don't know if the next race is Monaco. I'm sort of hoping it's not, because we have found a rhythm. I think that's our fastest lap of the race, but overall I think yeah, overall we're definitely not competing with Lando for that at this stage. So we will maybe start on board one more lap here before I do cut to either him catching or the last few laps, just because I don't want you guys to be bored of the amount of yapping I do or don't do. I am a bit quieter during the middle laps as well, just to switch on, but I just don't want to drag these videos out to an hour and a quarter just with content that's a bit tame and boring. So let me know if you want the uncut versions as well, because I will release those. But if you do want as I am recording on a live stream. So I am pretty fortunate in that regard that I can just upload the unedited version, but I just want to make this the best quality video for you guys. So do leave some suggestions as we come in contact with the ball, what you guys want to see next. But yeah, we are just toiling away at this lead, and it is looking good for Kick Sauber at this point in time. So I believe we got P7 in the sprint race, and we could be taking home P1 in the regular race. So let's just see if we can set a fastest lap here, and then but lockups like that won't help. So I will probably see you guys at the end of this race, as there isn't a whole lot going on. So we're heading into our final lap. Lando is starting to get up our hooter here. Only a 1.4 second lead. We are locking up. We are feeling a bit of pressure from the man from Great Britain. So we are going to have to be on our toes here, because if he does get going again, we're in some serious bother. But yeah, we have been alright in this sector of the track. It's more the first straight that we get absolutely toasted on. So that 1.7 lead is healthy. We have set a faster sector 1 as well there. And we are flying down the middle straight. So let's see what we can produce. Only time will tell if it's going to be a fastest lap of the race. I did have a big pause there for effect. I wanted to build up some drama, some tension for you guys, but oh gee, I am lucky not to have given away a penalty there, because I thought I was either going to lose my left front tyre, or I was ending up corner cutting for my 3 seconds, because I do believe I have my 2 warnings so far this race. So we are going to save our ERS and try and get fastest lap of the race on the last one. I know it's a bit risky, but oh gee, that should bring him within a second almost. We will deploy ERS just because we gotta keep him outside that
mate,
range.
This is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 32.6 seconds.
As you can see, a healthy lead on Valtteri, but let's see what we can produce here. So he is in DRS range, and it is going to be a tight little finish for us here. That glare gets you every now and then. I tell you what, I did like it better when it was raining, but we will deploy ARS because we need to hold on to this fragile lead at this phase of the race, lads. And we look to have potentially, we are going to have to outbrake him, which we do manage to do, and maybe not give him enough space, but it's okay because he doesn't crash and we held the position. This is where we could potentially make some ground on him, just because of how weird the AI are on those sharper turns. But again, we will hold off on ERS, and now we will deploy it and hope. Just hope like a miracle happens and he is right up that tail. He is up the hooter and he is loving the view of my ass. Oh no. We have locked up there at a horrid time, but we will hold on. And this will be one of the narrowest victories I have experienced. Let's get it, boys.
Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
As you can see, another driver of the day and the top step of the podium for the Kick Sauber team.
Here we are.
Let's go. As you can see, up on the top step yet again, the boys are loving, and the lasses, with Sir Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. He's absolutely loving that show. Just wait till the after party. Man, he gets fucked up, that bloke. So as we can see, top of the weekend for results. Sprint race only getting the 3 points, but in the main race we have gone from 11th to 1st. Thank you to this glorious rain, as you can see on screen. I am pointing, but I realise you can't see my fingers going So anywho, we share the podium with two Brits. Don't set the fastest lap, all by 0.003 of a second. Wow. We do secure the 25 points though, so that will look a lot better in the driver's standings. We go up into third, 29 points off Max Verstappen and only 18 off Lando Norris. So we have jumped on top of Lewis and Sergio Perez by the look of it. I may be wrong about Perez because we might have already been in front, but sitting fourth in constructors, I don't think we're a chance of that just purely because Bottas not accumulating any points. But let's get into the main screen and see if we can do any R&D upgrades. We are back in the house. It turns out Imola is next, which is much better for us because we are toast on both Monaco, all three, Monaco, Singapore and Azerbaijan. So they're going to be our three weaknesses coming up. R&D, let's get into that now. We will just do the front wing flap profile and we won't rush it. We will get that before the Canadian Grand Prix. So we have Imola, Monaco, Canada. Canada is one of my better tracks. Imola is an iffy one, but we will have to wait and see how we can go. That caps off our second win of the season and third podium. So our last 5 races, we have been in the points for all 5. But yeah, we have Imola, Monaco, Canada, Spain. So that stretch between Canada and the Belgian one, I reckon, is where we're going to get the most of our points. Saying that we have got a lot of points now, but as soon as we hit Brazil to UAE, we're toast. So there are some stretches where we will struggle, but stay tuned. Again, if you are enjoying this content, do be sure to chuck a like and comment down below. I will try and respond to all of you. It is going to be a very few amount of comments, so I hope to get back to all of you. And do subscribe. Gee, I don't know how to do this whole YouTube thing. Everyone's so clean with it, like, subscribe, and they'll do like all these cool animations. I'm just telling you to like and subscribe. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But I hope to see you guys all again in the next video where we will be going to Imola. Until then, peace out.